Good news after good news after good news. Ladies and gentlemen, in this episode, we're going to talk about some good news, some awesome news, and some not so good news as well. So, of course, mixed news is coming up from the transfer window as we can speak about it. So, some really awesome content coming up for you guys. Of course, we're going to talk about some Arsenal news, and of course, right now, Andre Onana to Arsenal. Well, it's about to happen as we speak. So, with that being said, if you seek daily Arsenal content, best place to be, consider subscribing if you want to be a part of it. And of course, we will definitely be, giving you all the right things, right informations that is going on at right now. So, in the market, well, it's simple. The Court of Arbitration (CAS) for sports, have reduced the period of ineligibility imposed on Andre Onana because of an anti-dope rule violation from 12 months to only 9 months. So, which means that he will be able to play again from November 3rd, which means from September itself he could be training with Arsenal. So, what does that have to say? I mean, Charles Watts confirmed it 2 hours ago before filming this. So he says that Andre Onana's ban has been reduced to 9 months. The Arsenal target will be available to play again on November 3rd and will be able to train with his club, whoever that may be, maybe Arsenal or whoever it is, again from September 3rd. In reducing Onana's ban, the CAS found that UEFA's original 12-month punishment had been disproportionate and excessive. They might change it, but for now, Andre Onana can definitely talk about a move to Arsenal. Well, of course, that's not the only plan, but that is one of the plans. So, well, some people talk about how good he is. People who play FIFA know how good he is. But here's the fun fact. So, someone tweeted out by the name of Dan Critchlow. They say that in the Champions League over the last 3 seasons, Onana has prevented 10 goals, more than expected per saves XG stats. That's in just 24 appearances, and his save has never been lower than 72.5% in an Eredivisie season, and it was 80% this year. So he's actually a good player to be linked with. Yeah, that is that about Andre Onana. So finally, Arsenal fans, get ready to sing that epic song which we created in our Leeds United career mode. Oh na na, oh na na, na 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 na, oh na na, which means that Onana is something special. Moving on, so this guy on the pitch in the picture, his name is Tosin Adarabioyo. Now this guy actually, Adarabioyo actually plays for Fulham. Fulham. He is a Fulham defender, so he can leave Craven Cottage, linked with Arsenal before the start of this window. Also, he can actually leave Fulham for just £10 million this summer, thanks to a release clause in his deal, with Arsenal and Newcastle circling for the England youth star after impressive campaign last season. His release clause of 10 million was first reported by Fabrizio Romano. Tosin's stats for last season were rated among the best in the leagues for centre-backs, alongside the likes of Diaz, Maguire and Stones. He recorded the most clearances, 193, and fastest sprint time of any centre-back. And the £10 million release clause expires 30 days before the championship season starts, which is starting at on 7th of August. So 30 days prior to that £10 million release clause will be gone. So anyone who wants to sign him, get him. Should Arsenal get him? They're looking for a centre back. We'll come to know what are the Arsenal targets. Moving on. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, Conrad Harrison says Arsenal would have made its first proposal for Ruben Neves at around £30 million. So £30 million is where Arsenal is going to bid for Ruben Neves to test the waters, according to that source. Should we believe it? Well, Sky Sports report that Edu and Mikel Arteta are working hard on potential arrivals, and Ruben Neves is someone they are interested in. Arsenal are also interested in Brighton defender Ben White, while they are not ruled out signing Brighton keeper Matt Ryan on a permanent deal. We're just going to check that out. So that's about it for Ruben Diaz. Now talking about the only Achraf Hakimi, Inter Milan are targeting Emerson Royal if Hakimi leaves. So if Hakimi leaves, they're going to get a lot of money, and of course that pays off some bills. But the less they would want to invest in that aspect, and Emerson Royal is the player that they would want to go. So that is that. And talking about Granit Xhaka, Roma are in advanced negotiations with Arsenal For the transfer of midfielder Granit Xhaka, according to Sky, Roma are thought to be close to Arsenal's valuation but have yet to agree a fee. Personal terms are not expected to be a problem because we believe that's talked about yet. And Granit Xhaka on this season says, football is a team sport and you're only as good as your team. Of course, it was a good year for me personally. I've always played and performed. But the place at the end of the season is, of course, really bitter and disappointing for us. Well said. So, I just spoke about him in my last episode. Tyler Adams, Red Bull Leipzig's 22-year-old midfielder who can actually play as a right back if needed. So, at right back, according to Athletic.uk, Arsenal are keen on RB Leipzig's 22-year-old Tyler Adams. One of the appealing factors about Adams is that he can play both as a right back and as a centre midfielder, which makes him a good fit for Arteta's inverted system on that flank. Now, I would want to just elaborate because Giles Grimandi put up a very important point, a very awesome point. He says that, he tweets out that Tyler Adams' inclusion is an indication Arteta may look at playing the 4-3-3 that so many people expected. When in possession, he could sit alongside the DM, allowing the 8s to advance. We'd still have our 5 channels. Those two form deep passing option, and with their speed or tenacity, we're able to deal with potential counters or transitions. He slots back into right back when we are in a deep block. It would suggest Mikel Arteta isn't looking for a swashbuckling or a marauding right back. He has Kieran Tierney doing that. That inverted role, forming deep options and secondary protection, may be key in your 4-3-3. And he also says that, just at the article of Athletic, and Tyler Adams as inverted right back and backup centre mid is an interesting name. Ainsley upgrade, I know he's tenacious in midfield. Not seen him at right back though, but he played the role of for USA. Was he good? He doesn't know that. But his release clause is supposedly around 20 million euros is what some reports say, but I don't 100% believe that. He also tweets out that we could have just targeted Mukiele, but possible release clause and Adams' specificities make him more viable. So that's a very good option and very good opinion from Giles himself. That's a wonderful. I think it's a brilliant input. This really opens up a lot of avenues. Imagine someone who can play as a right back, but as an inverted full back, we can actually use him in the midfield. That's kind of what Pep Guardiola does, doesn't he? Moving on, so Arsenal have made so I told you about the bad news. I'm telling this as a bad news because probably this is not what you guys were expecting, but yeah. Arsenal have made a contract offer to Eddie Nketiah. Yes, you heard that right. The 22-year-old forward has 12 months remaining on his existing deal. But here's the catch. Why Arsenal are doing it? Why would they want to give Eddie Nketiah another deal? Why? Well, the club have sought to extend it in order to both protect their investment and grant them some flexibility. Well, it looks like they don't want... See, there's just 12 months left in his contract. What if nobody comes and buys him? They've got to lose him on the free next season. So, they would want to give him a new contract, probably use him if they want to, or probably sell him, but they would not be pressurized to sell him if there's no offer, yeah? Or at a low price for that sake. Moving on, Arsenal are also interested in securing this. All details is coming from Athletic.uk, so yeah, I'll make it clear. Arsenal are also interested in securing a quality number 2 keeper. The club have decided that they do not want to make do with another backup. They want someone who can provide competition, ideally meets the homegrown requirements and has the potential to be a number 1. Goalkeeper is another area where Arsenal have multiple targets. Andre Onana hopes for a substantial reduction there, which is actually bullshit. It's already done. Yeah. Also, as well as Arsenal looking for a central midfield, a new central defender remains high on the agenda. Arsenal have been looking for a right-sided centre half since before the last winter transfer window and remain determined to strengthen their options at the position still in this window as well. Also, Arsenal are not currently in talks with Mohamed Elneny, who is entering the final year of his contract, about a new one. So he's not going to get a new contract as of now. And Ruben Neves is among Arsenal's targets, yes. Arsenal are also, however, interested in Anderlecht's Belgium under-21 international Albert Sami Lokonga. The club's analysts have tracked his progress for some time and he's on the list of summer transfer targets. So he's actually one of the players that they will actually go for. Sources close to the negotiations were left with the impression that Arsenal's interest in Emiliano Buendia was somewhat tepid, perhaps indicative of the fact he was only ever one of the several potential candidates. They're looking at somewhere else. Okay, that's what we know. So Chris Wheatley says Granit Xhaka has agreed a 5-year contract with AS Roma. The fee is expected to be in the region of 18 to 20 million euros. He will be a Roma player very soon. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Arsenal have made their buck and they've sold off a player. Also, Arsenal also remain in touch with Real Madrid over Odegaard. The Norwegian was on loan in the Emirates last season, and the Gunners are looking into the possibility of signing him on a permanent deal, despite the player's valuation remaining a potential obstacle. So yes, Matt Ryan also one of the players that Arsenal are looking for at the moment, but right now things are looking little bit bleak. So with this, I'd like to end this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you seek daily Arsenal content, best place to be, consider subscribing. I will see you in the next one. Until then, cheers.